Hello guys, so today we're gonna be talking about the latest update on the Paralympics as it is going to end tomorrow at the 5th of September. And also we are gonna be speaking about the I would say shock exit on the election for the party of LDP or Liberal Democratic Party, I think, in which the current Prime Minister is not running for the next election. as And another thing that's about to talk about is the COVID situation in Japan, especially, and new variants that have gone into Japan. But first of all, I'm gonna be talking about the Paralympics and how it has been going on. The Paralympics, well, such a shambles, I'd say. China is, well, I don't know how to say this. It was already expected to win lots of gold. I think it was already in 91. And I wish it had reached 100, but I don't know whether it can reach the next day or not. But I would say that China has basically just won the whole competition. So no, I wouldn't say it wasn't fun to watch, but I would also say that it was so too expected. I would say expected, so I wouldn't say it was a shock either. But China has won the Paralympic with currently 91 gold. We don't know how many it will add, but well, I'd say like Paralympics have been an absolute shambles because the first week isn't that bad. I'd say not a lot of problems going forward, but the second week is the point where everything happens. Where some of them got over the bus accident, some athletes getting bus accident due to like minor collisions, and some of them getting heat stroke cases. A lot of them, and more importantly, that I have to factor in is that the number of COVID cases in the Paralympic village is nearing 300. As I think yesterday it at 3, and it's concerning as we can see. It was in Japan itself. It has already going down. However, in the village, it's still around 300. It's still worrying sign that whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, this Olympic and Paralympic. But the Olympic is good because it was quite close. The games, like we could see that the games and the medals won is quite close to you when you see this tournament. However, when you see the Paralympics, you just see that the utter domination by the Chinese people, making me feel like, was it worth it to really hold these Paralympics, to be honest? When China has already won basically everything. But then, of course, we cannot ignore the sign of the reason why it would be held. And hopefully it would end tomorrow as quickly as possible because we want to focus on the COVID cases. And currently the COVID cases in Japan has been on a slight decrease. But there have been a new variants going in to Japan. And this variant is a new variant that has been placed in a variant of interest by WHO, and it's called the Mu variants. And two of them have gotten the variants, I think, yesterday too. And it's a worrying sign, especially when you look at this. How can these people, unless they are journalists or the Olympians, or people who have the visa, then we don't know how it had gotten in. And currently, with two people getting the Mu variant, we could see that this decrease in COVID cases currently in I think around 16,000. It's not true. It's not like truly the true dip. And as you can see, this is also a worrying sign, especially when the new variant comes in. When Delta variant comes in, it becomes worrying, and then the new variant like now coming in. We don't know how bad it will go, but hopefully we can contain it as soon as possible. As and the French government, I would say. And well, I would say currently they are almost finishing wrapping up the Paralympics, so it would be a good sign and a good thing to do is to shift the focus towards the COVID cases, COVID situation in Japan. Moreover, they would say that they would extend the state of emergency in Japan, in some parts of Japan like Tokyo, the usual Osaka, like that. However, they would also say that they might be lifting bans on alcohol. Like usually, you cannot drink at a restaurant until from it 8 onwards or like that. But now they are trying to leave it. I don't know whether it will work, but I even they don't have lockdowns. I would say Japan is. But all of that comes to this: how does the government has been handling this situation for the past 1 year with 5 wave of COVID cases? I'd say it was a like because this is also about this Yoshida Suga, who is Yoshida Suga, I think the name, or Suga, the Prime Minister of Japan, stepping down from its position. And this is, I would say, this is something that also I wish Japan could change. Is that instead of focusing on hierarchy system like they used to do, it would be better to put younger generation into power and let them run it for a while. Like break this norm of breaking the norm of the usual where the more people get older, the better position they will take. And this is something that I've also been observing about the government is that I wouldn't say all the older generation are bad, but older generation of government who is running government, older people, I would say, it's quite a problem. Mm, because their mindset are all on the conservative side, on thinking that this and that is bad, this and that's good, like how like usual parents, strict parents like that. But then you could see this younger generation currently are ruling this world, this system, capitalism system that have been in place in the US, where you can see lots of younger generation trying to grab hold of it and change the government especially. And I wish that Japan would do the same, Japanese younger generation. And the reason that Suga stepped down is it's not really clear, but I would say basically it's just so I do read some of people comments that from the news is that the some people said because he was Shinzo Abe, the previous prime minister, he's a puppet. I would say that he would be just stepping down to take all the blame while the previous prime minister getting clean, hands clean. And the other side that I see is that that the section has been saying is that because the he knows that he makes a wrong move on a really important event like Olympic and Paralympic that causing the COVID situation worse. And well, I could understand the COVID situation and all, but I don't understand the puppet situation in which like this. Shinzo Abe has been, or a prime minister, ex-prime minister, have been stepping down because of health issue, and Suga prime minister, current prime minister, is stepping down because he he make a mistake on he basically make the focusing on the wrong thing, which causes people to get mad and get his approval rating down towards the very lowest, the lowest of all. I would say at 30%. I would say. Well, the truth is that for me personally, if I would have to stake it, Shinzo Abe as an ex-prime minister, when he was in time, I would say he wasn't that bad, but he wasn't that good either. He was. I wouldn't say that he don't have any controversies. Of course he have, but he basically wanted the Olympic to run as soon as possible. And Suga is also the same. And I don't understand the reason why he was being called the puppet of Abe. I don't understand. But what's your thought on this comment? Just comment on it. I also am confused on this situation, but I would only talk about this breaking news. I'd say basically, and that another thing is that have he done a real bad job that could cause people get really like just wanting him to step down like you can see in the US with Donald Trump and the people and this Suga with the people also the similar. I wouldn't say it was the I like this the government isn't that is bad at handling some of the situation, but it's so good at handling at some situation. The thing that they got wrong, the whole government got it wrong, is that they have held the Olympic, which people don't really want it, but they hold it either way. And that's I think that's the reason why Suga stepped down. But I don't think Suga should be the one stepping down, to be honest. For or let's just say not running for the election basically, but I would say it wasn't Suga's fault. It was partially I would say, but it wasn't the whole thing. It wasn't his fault. In fact, the whole thing it was the whole government system fault. By that I mean that the hierarchy system that is the thing that's wrong. you know, younger generation can expect can respect the older generation, but also the thing that I would say is not all young people are right, not all old people are right either. And what I want to see instead is that a mixture of young and old people joining hands together to run the government instead of using the hierarchy system in which the younger people have to listen towards the older people cannot fight against it. And I think that's basically the reason why this basically the whole thing is problematic. I would say the government is wrong. I would say as a whole, but then I would also say that this is the thing they have. Lockdown isn't needed in Japan, and it's true. It's based on the fact that it has gone through the four of the wave. The thing about the fifth wave that's different is the way that the government and the reason is that because of the way that the government is being run, and that's the reason why the government system. That's the reason why the fifth wave they cannot contain it as quick as possible, like the usual four wave. One of the things is the government system, another thing is the Olympic, the third thing will be the basically the two major problems and 50 I would say 40 20 to 30% of the blame is towards the Olympic. Because the thing is they are the one who forced it, but at the same time it's Japan also have the rights to just cancel it or at least try to negotiate and postpone it, but they don't. They instead force their own way. And I think because the government system is based on power and age, that's the point where I think they got it wrong. So instead of Suga going down, stepping down, he should be, well, the whole government should be changed, should be renewed, change, and put some younger generation people into this system to at least have their voice, at least, see. Because maybe younger generation can change the mindset of the prime minister. I don't know, but it's also up to your opinion on whether I'm right or wrong too. Because I'm just talking, like basically just commenting and opinating on this thing. But hopefully that the state of emergency will be end as quickly as possible, so a lot of people can apply their visas and go to Japan to study, to work, to do anything. And for travels, I don't know when it will be opening, but it looks like this year it won't open at all. I would see it might be next year. And for the prediction for the student and work visas, I think student visas, from what I have heard, the usual experience it will be like the past experience. I heard that it will be on October, but I don't know it is true or not. Have to check on the government itself to find out. And I think that's it, guys. So hopefully you like this video and comment on what's your thoughts on this situation currently that Japan is having. And like, subscribe, and comment and share this video for more future videos. And see you guys next time. Bye bye.